Good morning, you crazy petrol head people. I just want to welcome you guys to my 6-month, 8-month review of my Audi RS6. She definitely needs a freaking wash. It looks disgusting. We're getting that at some point today, hopefully, or maybe another day. I don't know. What are we today? July 15th. I got this car December 10th, so I want to say I've been driving it for 8 months, completely stock, except for I did the mid pipes install and I did the res delete. Absolutely worth it. Best money I've spent. It's convenient, spacious car. It has the power when you need it. Talking about power, today we're actually going stage 2. I'm doing catless downpipes. That's why I'm super excited about, getting this tune done, because I feel like stock, it's missing a bit of something. But I only realized this after like 6 months of driving the car. I was like, okay, I want a bit more power, but I feel like that's any petrol head in the world. You do 400, you want 500, you do 500, you want 600, you do 600, now you want 700. So it'll never stop. The one thing I do recommend doing with this car, after owning it for like 8 months, when you get it, do the mid pipe install and do the res delete. They can install 3-inch pipes and just like delete the resonator. I'll try to put like a video right here of what the res looks like. It's freaking massive. Do that. It really wakes up the car a bit more. I feel like it sounds the way it should have sounded out of factory. Let me show you guys. Second gear. And then if I downshift, you hear a bit of the pops. It sounds super good. I love it. The sound is great. Now, obviously, after I'm driving the freaking Porsche with Dundon and stuff, I want to get a bit more sound out of this. But I think for like 90% of people, this is freaking great. It's especially if you have a family. It's the family wagon, the everyday. I feel like it's perfect. But now we're gonna head to AZ Motorsport to get the tune done. So I'm excited for that. All right, so AZ Motorsport. That is it. Cool. I'm just gonna park this baby. Okay, so this is first car I ever tuned, so I'm excited to see how it's gonna react, how it's gonna feel, the things I have to know about tuning cars. Yeah, I'm up for a ride and a little adventure. All right, so my car is gonna go in the dyno in about like 3 hours or so. The downpipe is gonna take 3 hours to install. Then once it's installed, it's gonna go on the dyno. They're gonna do the tune. And then I'm gonna come back and like film it for you guys so you guys can see like how crazy it is on the dyno and everything. I'm excited. You know what? I actually have to get the suction cup so I can properly talk to you guys. This, by the way, the most insane freaking trunk in the world. Absolutely love it. Let me just put this on. There you go. I honestly don't even feel like driving in these conditions. Yeah. So we didn't do the tune. Long story short, the guys at AZ Motorsport needed my car for a bit longer because they have to sort of crack the code for the 2023 models, and they haven't even worked on a 2023 model yet, only 2021, 2022. So I need to leave in my car for like longer than just a few hours. That we're gonna try to do tomorrow, see how it goes, and hopefully everything works out and we can review the car with a 800 horsepower engine, the way it's supposed to be, honestly. But you know what? Before we even go from stock to modified, let's talk a bit about how this car has been aging. So for the past 8 months, I've been driving this everywhere. It's my daily. I drive it practically every day with a big smile on my face. I did winter, spring, summer, and I'm about to do fall with it. And believe it or not, I haven't even washed the interior once. I really wanted to show you guys how much dust and nonsense the interior picks up, whether that's the dashboard, seats, compartments, trunk, back seats. It's actually not bad. I do recommend that as soon as you get yours, if you are planning on getting one, you PPF this piano black trim. I scratched it once putting a table in here and now I'm pretty pissed about it. I'd say that this and the screen is what picks up the most noticeable dust out of them all. Steering wheel in leather, been aging quite well for 12,000 kilometers. I do wash my hands often and I try not to touch it if my hands are greasy. Honestly, the only thing I hate about this steering wheel is that if I'm taking some fast turns, my palms tend to hit the track buttons by accident. It gets annoying, but I guess it is what it is. The leather on the shifter also ages well. I actually use it a lot more now because I like shifting with it. But yeah, in terms of other leather items, the seats look fantastic. I think my seat is the only one that's sort of getting a bit wrinkly. The back seats are intact even though people sit quite a lot in the back. Every time someone's in the back, they actually go crazy over these shaders, and they also tend to use the center console a lot. It's a very spacious car and a lot of my friends seem to love being back here. In terms of space though, what I love the most is the trunk, and my number one recommendation for it: get yourself a WeatherTech mat for the trunk. It'll protect your surface, especially if you are someone like me who uses the trunk for everything and anything. This trunk has 30 cubic feet of cargo room. It's massive, honestly. I dump everything in here, sometimes a bit too many things, which has caused some scratches on my trunk door. That's the thing I probably hate the most about the wagon. If you have things in the back that can move and you drive fast, your cargo space legit becomes like a blender. Now from the outside, the RS6 has aged quite well. I don't think I showed you all the mods I did when I first got it delivered, but essentially Kane from Top Wrap, David from Stan Stubbs, and the guys at Red Star Exhaust hooked it up. Red Star Exhaust and David helped out on installing these mid pipes and taking the rest out. David did a really nice freaking job at welding 3-inch pipes and keeping it clean. Really changed the sound of the car, and the mid pipes really beefed it up and unlocked some pops. Absolutely recommend their products, and I also recommend you, like David recommended me, to use links to lower the car. Stan Stubbs did this for me and I think it was such a good idea to save some money. Kane on the other hand really worked on aesthetics, PPF the front, the sides of the car because this thing picks up a lot of crap around this area. We blacked out the emblems in the front and the back, looking sleek, and he also tinted my windows. So Kane from now on is responsible of my cars. Can't recommend him enough as well. So overall, the car really looks and sounds the way it should. The paint though is not aging well. It definitely needs a bit of love. I think the winter really messes with that. And because David also installed some spacers, 10mm in the front and 12mm in the back, it picks up a bit more dirt. So on top of that, I got a few scratches on the paint from picking up nonsense. But hey, at least my rims are intact, and I do have to thank the parking sensors for that because this thing is a boat on wheels. It really drives big. So I guess this is the last time we'll see the car stock. I mean, it's gonna look the same, it's just the engine. It's gonna be different. Can't wait. Alright, so they're gonna check out if they can unlock the car because it's a 2023 model. It's gonna take a bit of time for the tune. That's why we couldn't do it the last time. He needed a lot more time with the car, so I'm gonna leave him the car, see how it goes, and hopefully it works out because I really want to get this tuned and try it out. Oh Lord, where do I even start? Tunes are complicated, I guess. Complicated because manufacturers sometimes decide to lock their ECUs, so until the people find a way to patch these things, there's really no way around it. You know what? Just let Andres from the past explain this. All right, so the reason tune can be done. Basically the ECU is pretty much locked for the 2023 models. Some of the models are like locked and they're very, very hard to unlock. There's only one company in the world that can do it, and that would mean that they would need to ship out the ECU to Finland, and have it done there would take like a month, and so I don't have time for that, you know, so I'm just gonna keep the car stock in terms of the tune, and we're gonna go with the downpipes, which will add a bit of horsepower. I'm gonna show you that, guys, in the dyno. I think it's gonna be super interesting for you guys to see, and for me to actually see what my car is pushing. So until the patch comes in, I'm gonna be going catless downpipe and have fun with it. Army Tricks made us some custom pipes with our own logo on it, and the cool thing about these is that, well, it won't throw a CEL. These have these special things in the O2 sensor sockets that prevent it from throwing the light, so that's awesome. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, I'm basically taking off this honeycomb looking like wall, except that I'm replacing my whole part with a new one. It'll allow the turbos to push more air, it'll be a lot louder, and it'll smell like trash because there's pretty much no cats. Oh my god, she sounds so good. So the car is gonna go in the dyno. I'm really excited to like see what the car looks on the dyno and to hear it. And then I'm gonna show you guys the number and see how much horsepower we gained with the downpipes, because apparently Army Tricks made me special downpipes. Like they're like racing downpipes. So I'm excited to see that. So loud, it's incredibly loud. There you guys go, 617 on the last pull. Absolutely insane. No Christmas tree, no check engine light, only downpipes. We're good. We cheated the downpipes, or the O2 sensors, I should say. RS5, that's a nice RS5. I want to say it's been like 2-3 weeks I've owned the downpipes. Driving experience with this car, absolutely amazing. Andres from the future is probably in Italy enjoying it, and he's probably missing this car, and he wishes he had this car in Europe. Now, I drive this car mostly in comfort mode or in auto mode. The car feels absolutely amazing. Here in Montreal, we have horrible roads. There's literally holes everywhere, cracks everywhere, so you have to be careful. But when the car goes in one of those holes and things like that, you know, the car really handles it well. The air suspension, it's nice. It makes you feel like you're at home. It's a comfortable ride. You can have your kids, you know, your wife or your husband on the side. The car is lovely. It's a lovely drive. I absolutely love driving this car. You don't feel like you're fighting, you know, with the car to steer, and it steers so well because the back wheels actually steer too when you're maybe making a U-turn. I have so much range. Absolutely amazing. I haven't had a single issue with the car in terms of, you know, the driving experience. I love it. Here comes the I guess the downside, but it's something you guys have to expect when it comes to owning a V8. The mileage on the car when it comes to the gas is not the best. I get 350 kilometers per tank. My tanks tend to be about, I don't know, 120 bucks on average. I gas once a week, so you do the math. That's how much I sort of tend to spend on gas for this car. Is it good? Probably not. If you come from one of those like really good fuel consumption vehicles, you probably are gonna notice it, but you have to take into account that you're driving a V8. And with a V8, there comes a lot of responsibility. Okay, there's a lot of freaking power in this car. Anytime you want to pass someone on the highway, on the street, this car does it. It's almost criminal how well this does it. Obviously, there's a turbo lag. You put the throttle down, it sort of thinks, you know, oh, okay, turbo, and then the car sort of goes. But when it goes, holy cow, this car really, really goes. In terms of suspension, actually, I want to mention that because I lowered the car and I have links and the car's a lot lower, it has an aggressive stance to it. When I put the suspension up, when the car lifts, it literally clears everything. And honestly, I have to do that like very rarely, even though the car looks like it's really low. It really isn't that low. And we have terrible roads, terrible entrances, and I don't really have to put it up most of the time. So that's something that's really good. Even if you go with links, don't worry guys, honestly, it clears most things. And if you really need to clear something, just put the car up, you'll be literally fine. Now, I took this to Toronto the other day. Oh my God, 5 hours driving this car. It felt literally like an hour. It's so spacious, it's nice, it's comfortable. You're in comfort mode. Right now I'm entering the highway. Super nice. Look, this guy's coming hot. I just press down, the car goes, no problem. Boom, I'm at 100 kilometers. Come on now, like what else can you ask for? This car is marvelous to drive on the highway, in cities. It's absolutely insane. Where this car starts to be like, you know what, I'm gonna try to kill you, it's when you put it in RS. Now I drive it in RS2, stabilization control off, whatever, blah blah blah, but oh my God, does it really like punch the car. Now that I have downpipes, it sounds even more aggressive, sounds absolutely insane. Put it in manual, you can hear the pops. Sounds like a beauty. I keep saying it, this is the way it should sound out of factory. Maybe not with the downpipes, honestly, but oh my God, it sounds really, really, really good. Right now I'm about to change lanes. Boom, RS mode. It's almost a criminal the way it does it. Super lovely experience in RS mode. My only complaint, sorry for that, again, the roads are so bad. My only complaint would be that maybe I'd like for the steering to be like rougher in RS, like, you know, like harder, like the Macan GTS, for example. You know, those are very hard. It's nice, it feels precise. I think that's my only complaint. The M3, for example, actually does it well. I like the steering in the M3. These roads are absolutely annoying me. The car has been reliable, super reliable. I've only spent a bit of amount of money actually, because I had to do the oil change, and that was like $600. So yeah, that's how much the oil change is if you go to the dealership. $600 in 8 months. I did my oil change quite early, 7,000 kilometers, because I was planning on tuning it and everything like that. So I want to be super careful in my maintenance. But that's it. No Christmas trees, no weird thing going off or anything like that. Actually, the only weird thing going off was because of the humidity. The lights sort of get confused, and then the system tells you the lights aren't working, but they are working. That happens because of the humidity. It's sort of a thing happening right now to RS6 owners, but it literally just it goes away. It hasn't posed any challenges or weird things in my experience owning this car. So that's maybe one thing you guys should take into account. The other thing you should take into account is that if you go catless, it smells really bad. So yeah, look, at the end of the day, guys, this is my dream daily. Absolutely love this car. It's the car I really wanted to get after the RS3. I ended up pulling the trigger because Tim really hooked me up. I love this car. Now, I want an RS6 Performance, and I'm probably going to drive that car to the ground. There's no other car or make or anything like that that I want as a daily. It has the space in the trunk. It's comfortable. People look at you like you're driving a Batmobile, literally, because this thing looks so good, and with reason. Honestly, it just looks amazing. I don't know what Audi ate that day they were designing this car, because you guys, this is probably one of the best looking cars in history. Like, come on. So yeah, from here, where am I gonna go? RS6 Performance, and then probably drive that car to the ground. Once you get this, if you're planning on getting one, you will not look back. If you have any questions, guys, because you're waiting for your RS6 or you're debating on whether or not you should get an RS6, leave them down below. I'll do my best to answer the questions. Really, this is my daily. It's what I drive every single day. So don't be shy. I hope you've enjoyed this review. I'm not a car YouTuber, but you know, I try my best to share my passion with you guys. So yeah, hope you guys take care and you've enjoyed it. See you soon. See you next Sunday, actually, when I come back from vacation. Anyways, yeah, cut it here.